Hello everyone, this is Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a progression that it seems to be very popular today. However, we're going to put a twist to it and I'll tell you the reason why. This is going to be the 1-3-2-4 $50 dark side or $50 don't against a back wall hedge of $180. I'll explain the chips on the table in just a second. The purpose behind this is that on John at Pro Craps, his cocktail and craps earlier this week, he rolled this out and there's been several YouTubers that have done this progression, this 1-3-2-4, and they switched it around, and John compared a 1-2-3 against a 1-3-2, and there's been some talk about taking the fourth tier level out, and we're going to talk about that. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we're talking about this 1-3-2-4 $50 don't progression, and the $50 is going to be the unit against the Backwall Hedge of $180. So let's explain the hedge first. For those of you that are dark side players or understand the lay, skip the next minute or so while I explain this. We're going to be putting up $180, $30 in each one of the boxes. It's $180. Two on the come out 7 hedge against our don't bet for a $120 win. Now at the 1 and 2 levels, or units, that's a positive. At the 3 and the 4 levels, it's just a hedge to minimize your losses. So, real quick here, 180, and how you're going to win the 120 on a come out 7, and these will only be on the come out. They won't be on, or you have to take them down. I understand the procedures, so don't blast me there in the comments that you can't turn those off or whatever. You'll see what's going to happen. So, on the 4 and the 10, you're laying 30 to win 15. On the 5 and the 9, you're laying 30 to win 20, and on the 6 and the 8, you're laying 30 to win 25. You add that up on a come out 7, you're going to win $120. Now, I'll take these down and keep talking. On John's channel the other day, he, on the cocktail and craps, he ran it 2 different ways by changing the progression up because he's got a thought process along with several others that maybe going from 1 unit to 3 to 2 to 4 is wrong, and you should just go 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units, skip the 4, start the progression all over. In this case, since I'm a dark side player and I like the 1-3-2-4, we're going to play it that way because Jacob at Wager Me This the other day ran a progression of the 1-3-2-4 with the place 6 and 8. I did it earlier this week and I had success at it. Greg at 555 has ran several of these progressions of the 1-3-2-4 progression with the don't only, and he had good success with it. And it all started with Andrew at Craps Down Under came up with a progression, whether you're light or dark side, of the 1-3-2-4, whatever your unit is on the light or dark side, however you did it, they just played it. So the idea is when you win, you up your progression with the 1-3-2-4, and those are units. So in our case, we're going to have a $50 unit. And so when we go to the 3rd level, that'll be 150, which should be tier 2. When we go to the 2 unit, 3rd tier, that'll be 2 units, $100, and you get the idea. So when John was doing his cocktail and craps the other day, there were several YouTubers on there, and we got talking about different ways to play it. Somebody mentioned playing the Backwall Hedge, and the 180 was where we discovered that we were going to go with that. And Joe at Craps Master Journey, he's already ran his scenario with the Backwall Hedge, although he did it at a lower unit level. And so I told John in the live chat the other day that I would run it too this weekend. Hence the reason why we're here. So let's quit talking. Let's get to the roll. And I'm going to be rolling everything random. It's just going to be me picking the dice up and just chunking them down here. We have 1 unit, so we're at the unit number 1. We have to come up with our 180 against the wall. I'm going to leave that up to simulate the fact that we have got the 180, but here is our 180. And every time we establish a point, I'll pull 30 off of this and we'll be replacing it. Okay, I think that makes sense. Switch over to the roll tracker to make sure that it works. And we're going to be coming out. Dice are out. And there's an AC Doocy. It's a good start. AC Doocy is going to win us $50. I consider that a win. I don't know whether you would go right straight to the 2nd level. I don't know whether that's the correct way to go because you're hedging against the 120. So could you take it to level 3? You could, because that's exactly what you would win on the 7. I don't know that that's the right way, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that AC-doocy and rack it because our hedge is in the back. Because if we put the 150 here and we have to come out 7, then we would lose money on that. I don't know that that's the right way for that to come out. I have to reset my roll tracker. Sorry guys, I started at the wrong column. 3 comes out. All right, so we're still coming out. 180 hedge. We 150 on the come out crap on the 3. Dice are out. And there's a 415, so we establish a point of a 415. So the point's going to be a 5. That $30 lay will come out of the 180. Here we go. And we'll enter the 5 in the roll tracker, and then we're going to be off to the races against the 7. Dice are out. And there's a 639. So we're only playing for the 7. Dice are out. And there is a 628. Dice are out. There is a 6410. Dice are out. And there is a 325. So we get picked off our don't. So in this case, by hitting the point, we're going to lose this 50. So I'll just take 50 out. That'll come out, but we have to put our 180 back up. So we're coming back up with our 180. And same shooter, just coming out. And dice are out. And there's a come out 7. Perfect. It'll illustrate how that protects that. So on this first time, I'm going to pay it the right way. The rest of the times, I'll just be taking the 50 out of the payout. So that's a come out 7. So we're actually going to win 120. So how that works is like this. We have our 180, which is represented here. We're going to win 120. Now, we didn't talk about the VIG. You would have a $1 VIG on each one of those. So you would either hand the dealer 186, and they would take the VIG up front, and they would pay you back if once you took it down. On the East Coast, we pay the VIG up front, and other places throughout the U.S. and the world, you pay the VIG on the 4 and the 10. They take it afterwards on the 5, 6, 8, 9. But in any event, we're not going to worry about the VIG today. Just remember that. I do know that it's going to be $6 each time, but we're not going to worry about that. So that's 120. We would have lost this 50. We would come back up on the 180, come back with a 1 unit, and that's how the hedge works. That was a come out 7, which I did enter. All right, so we're still trying to establish a point coming out. Aces works for us. All right, that's going to be a $50 winner down here. Once again, I don't think that we progress in the progression, so I'm going to rack that. And the 2 is entered. Still trying to establish a point. Coming out. There is a 7. Wow. Okay, so in this case, I'm only going to pay myself $70. You guys get the idea that we get paid 120 minus the 50 would be 70. You would have the VIG of 6, but we're not doing the VIGs. And I'll make sure I probably continue to say that when I shouldn't because repetitive. Oh, I'm supposed to pay myself 70. Oh, I did. Sorry, thought I had more than that. So it's a 120 right there. We're just going to leave the 50 up to represent the fact that we're still on level 1. Okay. That was a come out 7. So we're coming out. Dice are out. And there's a 426, so the point's going to be a 6. We have a $30 lay that we would come down. We would tell the dealer to turn us off the rest of them. So we're going to take that $30 out because we would lose it. So none of this is on. It's just there. Speed up the video. We'll establish the point of an easy 6. And dice are out. And there's a 639. So it's just a race against the 7. Dice are out. And speak of the devil. This is a type of table that you would want to play this on. There is a 0.7 out. We're going to win 50 on the don't there. It's going to take us to the progression. That's 1 unit. We're going to go to 3 units. This is the 1, 3, 2, 4. So we're going to get paid the 50. And this is the part of the progression that they talk about that maybe isn't right and you should just progress up 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, instead of trying to advance that far. In order to do this, I have to take 50 out of my rack to make that a 3 unit level, 1, 3, hence the 3, and we have to come back up for the 180 against the hedge. Okay, so we are coming out. Dice are out. And there's a 6, 4, 10, 6, 4, 10, and in this case, Jeffrey would probably just love to put some odds there, but that's not this video. So we take the $30 out of the 180, lay back there, that comes off, and we're going to be off to the races. All right, put in the 10, dice are out, and there's a hard 6. Remember, that's not a place bet, that's just, those are all off because we only do that during the come out. So hard 6, dice are out. And there's a 7. Perfect for this scenario because the table remains very, very, how many rolls is that? This is going to be our second completion of a second shooter, a total of 15 rolls. This is just about where we would want to be. We're going to win the 150. And that will take us to, if you look at the 1, 3, 2, we're going to the 2 unit level. We get paid 150. And I didn't hedge myself. I don't know if I told you this, but when I'm at the 150 level, when I come out, I'm supposed to be hedging against the 11. I forgot that. I won't on this case. And what I'm talking about that, there's the 150. We take this down to 2 units. There's 2 $50 units. So we're at the 3rd tier, 2 units. We're going to rack this. And what I meant by that is to come out, I'm going to protect against the yo when this is above 150. So what I'm going to do, not at this point because we're below it, is anytime we get to the tier 3 or 4, I'm going to hedge the yo by either $5 or $10. Since I forgot to do that last time, that's probably confusing. But in any event, our 180 has to come back up. That's the back wall. We'll go ahead and make this 180. And we will be coming out on the shooter 3. Dice are out. And there is a 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. Point goes to the 6. $30 comes out of the 180. All that will be taken down or off, however you want to consider it. Yes, I know the procedures. It's just you take the dealer take you down. And they would get tired of doing that, I can tell you. So you got to be sure to take care of your dealers. Dice are out. And there is a 6, 2, 8. 6, 2, 8. Dice are out. And there is a boxcar, 12. Midnight. Dice are out. And I'm just randomly chunking these down here, guys. There's AC Doocy. Just picking them up in my hand. If you can see in that one video, just chunking them. Dice are out. And there is a 8, 5, 3, 8. Dice are out. And there's a 10. There's a 10. Give me a second to catch up this roll tracker. I forgot to do it last time. 8 and 10. Dice are out. And there's a 6, 2, 8. All right. Dice are out. And that's going to be a natural fall. Actually, this 5 that's over here, it's going to be a hard 10. That would, if you took the wall away, it would fall. Whoa! It would fall to be a 10. That's a hard 10. That's what they call a natural fall. Dice are out. And there's a 3, 1, 4. This is becoming a long roll. Dice are out. And there is a 6, 3, 9. A lot of you are going to be thinking, well, if you were playing differently, you would be making some money. You're probably right, but the philosophy on this is to show the 1, 3, 2, 4 progression. Dice are out. And there's a 10. So this is a long roll. Dice are out. All right, and there's a yo 11. It's the 11th roll. But this is going to be the 12th, right? It was the 11th roll. That was the 12th roll. Dice are out. And there's a 3, 2, 5. Rather long roll here. Dice are out. And there's a 5, 4, 9. And at this point, we probably should talk about what do you do in the case of a long roll. Because, you know, you're not playing against a very good number there. And if you take a look at the roll tracker, this is that was his 14th roll. and our SOR is way up there. We're only on the second shooter, so it would be. But it's the length of the roll that concerns me with that 100 out there. Dice are out. But we are here for the progression of the 1, 3, 2, 4. That's an 8. Easy 8. Dice are out. There's a AC doozy. Dice are out. There is the 7. 0.7 out. Wow. I cannot believe in all those rolls we didn't roll another 6. So we're going to win $100. Now, that level is level tier 3, level 2. Remember, 1, 3, 2, 4. Think of that as 50, 150, 100, and we're going to win 100. That's going to take us to the 4th tier and the 4th level of $200. Okay? We have to bring our 180 back up against the wall. That's the wall in the back. The 30s is simulating that those are our bets. And because we have 150 or above, we're going to hedge that on the yo for 10. Yes, I know that some of you probably wouldn't do that, but I am, because it's going to protect 150 of that on the come out. All right, so that was a 7, and we're coming out. We're going on to shooter 4. Dice are out. And there's a 426. Okay. 426. Point's going to go to 6. $30 on the lay comes out of the 180. We also lose the yo 10 on the hedge, and we're going to be racing again. 200. This is a good point to show that this may be the point that John was trying to make. Instead of putting this to level 4, you'd go back to level 1. Whether you ran it 1, 2, 3 or 1, 3, 2, I don't think it really matters, but I don't like that 200 against that 6, because 150 of this could be in our rack to help us. Maybe that's the point that John was trying to make. But in any event, dice are out. And there's the 426. Perfect example of what I was just talking about. We could have only lost 50 instead of the 200. Okay, so we lose that 200, which hurts our bankroll. And that's a point made of 6. So going back to level 1, 50 there. We have to make the back wall hedge work for the 80. There's no hedge on the yo because we're below 150. And we are going to be coming out. Oh, that helps. Why couldn't we got that before? Anyway, AC doozy helps us. That's a $50 win. I don't consider that the fact to progress on the progression. We're just going to rack that. Dice are out, coming out. And there is a 516 back on the 6. We got 30 on the lay out of the 180, comes down. We enter the 6 and we're off to the races again. And dice are out. And there's a 0.7 out. This time we beat the 6. The difference is we had 50 versus 200. Okay, once again, that's level 1. We're going to go to level tier 2, which is 3 units. So we win 50. We pull 50 out of our rack. We're now at the 150 rate. We have to make our 180 against the back wall. And because I have 150, I'm going to hedge the yo for half of it. 5, my choice. Put the 7 in, and that completes shooter 4, and we're on to shooter 5. Dice are out. And there's a 538. 538. 30 on the lay, comes out of the 180. We lose the $5 yo hedge. We enter the 8 and back off to the races. All right. Give me a second here, guys. I'm a one-man show. Entering everything, doing the rolling, the talking, the producing, and we're on the 8. Okay, dice are out. And there's a quick 7 out, because that's going to help us this time where we lost the last time. It's going to be 150, so 150 win. So that is tier 2, 3 units. We take it down to 2 units tier 3. So hope that's not confusing. I'm taking 200 off the table. We have 2 units of 50, which would make it $100 out there. We do not have to hedge the yo, but we do have to come back up with the 180 on the back wall for the hedge against the come out 7. That's the philosophy behind the 1, 2, 3, 4, $50 don't with the $180 back wall hedge. All right, so that completes the 5th shooter. We're on the shooter 6. Dice are out. And there, oh, I thought that was a come out 7. That's actually a 6. Okay, 5, 1, 6. We're out here on the 6. The $30 lay will come down out of the 180. We'll enter the 6 in the roll tracker, and we'll be back off to the races. All right, 6 goes in, and dice are out. And there's a 5, 4, 9. 5, 4, 9. Dice are out. And there is a 5, 4, I'm sorry, oh, 4, 1, 5. Dice are out. And there's a hard 6. So we get knocked down at that level. Okay. So if you're thinking about the progression of how we went, we actually did win some on this shooter because we went to the level 3. But I really think there is a lot of thought process in how you're progressing in the progression, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 1, 3, 2, and if you're going to add the 4 in. Because when you add the 4th level at $200 on $50 units, that's a lot at risk when you could just lose 50 instead of the 200. It's a thought process, and that's what John talked about the other night. So we got hit off on the point of 6, and we'll do one more shooter or 2 just to see if we can make it to the 4th level. There's a lot of controversy, or not controversy, there's a lot of discussion on whether or not we should actually include a 4th level in that. But it's your, well, however you want to play. 1 unit, $50, 180 on the hedge against the back. We are still on shooter 5 because we got knocked off the point. Dice are out, coming out. And there's aces. Well, that does help. Does help recover some of it. There's 50, and I'm pretty sure you don't progress here. If I'm wrong, somebody will tell me. So there's aces. Dice are out. And there's boxcars. Bar 12 on the don't. Dice are out. And there is a 4, 2, 6. So the point's going to be 6. Been battling a lot of 6 and 8s in this. $30 lay will come out of the 180. If you hear some grumbling in the background, it's like we'll get ready to have a storm here. So it's a 6. Yes, that was an easy 6. Just hope I don't lose the electricity. Dice are out. And there's a 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8. Dice are out. And there's a 0.7 out. All right, so we beat the 6 again. We're on level 1. That takes us to a $50 win. We take 50 out of our rack to take it to 3 units, which is the 1, 3. That's the 3rd unit, 2nd tier. And we come back up on the 180. The 180 on the lay. That storm sounds really, really fierce. So, all right. Dice are out. Coming out, that is. And there's a 6, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10. Point's 10. We got to take the 30 off of the lay 10 that's in the back. And just again, I'll point to it. That's out of the 180. We enter the 10 as the point. Dice are out. And there's a 3, 2, 5. Dice are out. And there is a 3, 1, 4. Dice are out. And there is a 10. We get knocked off the 10 at the 150 level. Ouch. 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 Did you hear that? Ouch. All right. Maybe the reason again for progressing 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 3, 4. That's a 10. So back out to 1 unit. And I think I may call it after this because we're really not getting anywhere. We're about even with the money because we keep getting knocked off the point when we get up above the 100 level. So that's 1 unit. Back up on the 180. Just to count our chips real quick, there's 200, 3, 4, 5, there's 1,000. We're $50 up after all this. I don't know that that would be worth that much of a hassle to play this, because looking at the rolls, we've completed 6 shooters, 53 tosses, the SRR of 6.6 and the SOR of 8.6. I guess that's a little higher than a choppy table, but to me, I think we should be winning more money. We just keep getting knocked off the points when we build up our don't. All right, we are, did I hit that 10? Why does the point show a 10? 10, 10, 10. I have done something wrong here. Did I enter the 10 twice, guys? I'm going to assume that I did, and we're just going to assume that I hit the 10, so we're still coming out. This is going to be a come out. Dice are out, and there's a 5, 3, 8. Not sure what actually happened there. I could be a point behind or a point ahead, but for the sake of the fact of that we're shooting the video to show the strategy, I don't really think that really matters. All right, so the point is 8. Lay back there on the 30 comes out of the 180. All that would be off or taken down. And I did enter the 8. Try to keep that straight. Dice are out. And there's, wow, back-to-back 8s. Okay. All right, it's the same shooter. 8. Going to lose that 50. There's the 50. Going to come back up on the 180 on the back wall. And we are coming out. Dice out. And there's a come out 7, which will help in this case. All right, so we're going to win 120. We got 50. I'm going to pay myself 70 for the sake of putting everything out there. Once again, 120 on the 180. Oh, you would have the VIG, so you have to keep that in mind. There's the 70 with the 50 makes 120. We're still on level 1. All right, I did enter the come out 7. We're coming out. Dice are out. And there's a 426. 426. Take the $30, lose the $30 on the leg. All that would be off or down. Point is a 6. Dice are out. 639. 639. Dice are out. There is a 538. You could probably hear that one, 538. That was pretty close. And there's the 0.7 out. All right, once again, we're at tier 1, or level 1, tier 1. We're going to win 50. We're going to go to 3 units, tier 2, which would be 150. We're at the 150. I am going to hedge for the 11 because I've been doing it all along. Put our 180 wall up against the back, and this may be the last shooter for 2 reasons. 1, because of the storm that's out there, and 2, because that's the completion of 7 shooters, and we're coming up on 60 rolls. All right, oops, yep, dice are out. And there's a 549. 549. 549. All right, so the point's 9. Let's see if we can get past this 3rd tier. Dice are out. And there's a 426. Oops, forgot to pull my $5 down on the come out yo. That's a 6. Dice are out. And there's a 0.7 out. Great. That's exactly how you would want the strategy to work. Okay. So, oh, I did forget when I established the 9 guys on that $30 lay, I forgot to take the $30 out of the 180. So we're going to get paid 150. So that is level, tier 2, the 3 units. We're going to get paid 150. Going to take 50 off the top of that. Now we're at tier 3, level 2, which would be $100. All right. Going to rack this. That actually helped us. Going to come back out with the 180 against the back wall. And I did not enter the 7. So that was the 8th shooter. We're going to stop with whatever happens here. This will be the last shooter. This will be 9 shooters. Not quite, maybe one time around the table, depending upon what size the table is that you play. And we're coming out. And there's a hard 4. Hard 4 is the point, or the point is 4. Hard 4. We're right at the 30-minute mark, so we're going to call it after this shooter. Dice are out. And there's a 5-1-6. Although, that would take us to the 4th tier if we get the 0.7 out here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to take the $30 down on the $30 lay out of the 180. Sorry guys, I hope I didn't do that elsewhere in the video. I don't think I did, but once again, it's a one-man show here. That was a 6, we entered that. The dice are out. And there's a yo. Dice are out. And that's going to be a natural fall 8. Okay, maybe it's not. Here we go. It's going to be an 8. Enter the 8. Dice are out. And there's a 3-2-5. Dice are out. And there is the 0.7 out. You know, because we're going to go to the 4th tier, we will do one more shooter as long as I don't lose the electricity. So we're going to win 100 on that 0.7 out. Okay, so that completes the 1, the 3 units, and the 2 units. We're now going to go to 4 units. That means we have $200 out here. Come back up for the 180, and I don't think that this 180 winning 120 really is hedging that a lot. I would think you should give it some consideration to up the wall at this level just for the one roll. In addition to that, hope you can hear that thunder, I'm going to hedge the yo for $10, which will win us 150. All right, so this is the first time. Let's see if we can be successful at hitting this, and this will be the last shooter, okay? So, oops, sorry, my yo 11 there. All right, dice are out. And there's a 12, that's a bar of the 12. All right, dice are out. And there's a 7. That is the reason why I think John has an excellent idea about why you hear that, guys? Why you shouldn't play the 4th level. All right, so I think we're going to call it there. Well, you know, we still haven't finished the point, but in any event, I'm going to end it there, guys. 1, because of the storm. 2, because we got hit off on this 4th level. We're going to lose the 200, and we're going to make 120. So I'm going to throw 125 out here. I'm going to take 5 out. This will all come off the rack, and we're going to call the video because the shooter would still be in progress. Just because it was a come out 7, but because we're at the 30-minute mark and it's a hell of a storm out there, we're going to just rack it all in and see where we wind up. The philosophy is you're laying the 180 to protect your don't, and in this case, when you get to the level 4, that 180 is not enough to cover it because you saw we lost some money, but we are up. Maybe not by much, but we are up. Let's take a look. All right, so 4 and 5, because we started with 1,000. Don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the video. So there's 400. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, how about that? 9. All right. There's our 1,000, and we are up $135. I actually thought we were going to be up $235. But in any event, guys, this is the discussion, the further discussion among the 1, 3, 2, 4. My unit is $50 on the don't or the dark side. We're hedging the 180 against the back wall, and it's proven twice now that when you get to the 4th tier, if you're going to play it, 180 is not enough to hedge that. But in any event, once again, I'll put the link to John's video from his cocktail on craps right here, and you can see what he did playing the 1, 2, 3 and the 1, 3, 2, and we got discussing about putting some other type of hedges in it. Both Joe from Craps Master Journey, and I think I'm the second one to run the Backwall Hedge as of the day when I started this filming. I think that's it. You can see that you have some protection. I think, John, you're on to something, skipping the fourth level and going back, because 2 times we got hit, we would be ahead $300 more if we didn't go to the fourth level. I think that this part shows that. And once again, we're on a choppy table at, we're on the 10th shooter, 69 rolls, SRR, the 7 roll ratio at 5.3, our SOR at 7.7. I think you could call that maybe choppy to non-choppy. It certainly isn't a cold table. We didn't lose any money. We won 135. Guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up if you would. I'd appreciate it. If you haven't done so as of yet, if you could smash that red subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Ring that bell for notifications, because we have other series coming out, other strategies being rolled out, plus our live stuff that we're doing. I really appreciate that. Till next time, guys, as always, be safe and play smart.